What's up? What's up, Mike Archfiends of Chaos? Just kicking the 957 with another Final Fantasy topic. Well, now it's just a reaction. I usually don't do reaction channels, but for the sake of this one, we'll just take a huge look. It's you're gonna like this. Marvel and Square Enix is possibly gonna make a game together. At first, I saw the news feed, and it's like I thought it was just Marvel figures made by Square Enix, just like they did with DC, which they look pretty fire. I'd get some of the Marvel figures made by them. Some of them look pretty good. Some was like, you don't need to make Final Fantasy versions of Marvel characters, but looks like this might be probably a fighting game, kind of like how Urgits and Dissidia was. Since Mortal Kombat did things with DC, I think, Marvel wants to, I don't know how you put it this way, but Marvel wants to compete in this circuit, so, Square Enix and Final Fantasy's become bigger now, and because it's became more bigger and has more revenue, you know what, let me just shut up and show you react to the trailer. Let me get something to put this up. I need to be able to put this up. Yeah, this will work. Wait. Yeah, this up. I need to. There it goes. Is this a. Wait. Oh.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Oh, that's a review. My bad. Whoops. Whoops, my bad. Let me go look for it. I thought that was actually a trailer. I hate when they trick you. I think you should get your videos terminated and taken down if you put clickbait like that. Symbol trailing meat. Okay, it should be around here somewhere. I need to put Square Enix Square. Sorry guys, I fell for that clickbait. It's a stupid review. Label your titles right, asshole. Sorry about that. Seriously. Remind me to go back and thumbs down that video. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be petty like that. But seriously, that was some stupid fuck shit right there. I thought that was a real trailer. There it is. This is the real trailer. Alright. Come on. I think this has to be the real trailer. It's taking a while. I'm doing two things. Alright, let's react to
They
the
say the time of heroes is over. That if you're different, you're dangerous.
That's Thor. That's Thor. I recognize the hammer.
But I know the truth.
I want to say Iron Man. Please tell me that's Iron Man. Okay, so we got the Marvel characters in here. Where's the Final Fantasy? Or maybe they're not even going to make a...
We just need to reassemble.
Holy shit, this is good. Well, there's actually two theories I'm going to go down to. I'm going to go down to Theory Lane and go ahead and list my theories. From what I see, there's no Final Fantasy characters, so they might not have, kind of like how they had Mortal Kombat versus DC. They're probably not gonna have Final Fantasy versus Marvel. So if anything else, maybe it's just a Marvel fighting game, like Injustice. If so, and this has Square Enix backing this up, that means this is gonna be instantly good. The detail and everything, the realism. I could see probably what it is, because I can't remember what's the studio for Mortal Kombat, but that's what did Injustice, and I played a lot of Injustice for, I have the PS3 version of it. I need to get the new Injustice when it comes out, but I think it's, okay, there's two theories. One, it could be Final Fantasy, even though they already have Marvel vs. Capcom. Since Capcom's a dying breed as it is, they probably need another company to back up their games just in case, because Capcom's a dying company. Again, I talk about video games too, not just Final Fantasy. I talk about video games as well. And Capcom's a dying breed. I mean, so far, and that sucks because Capcom has done things like Devil May Cry, Street Fighter, and stuff. Resident Evil and stuff. And I like those games. But anyways, it looks like Square Enix is probably gonna break off. Marvel's gonna break off with Capcom and join up with Square Enix to make a more realistic fighting game. Now, from what I see, again, like I said, 2 predictions. It could be Marvel characters versus Final Fantasy, and it was a fighting game. You could put Final Fantasy characters or Marvel characters that are in there to fight. I thought this was just for figures, but I looked at the figures. They look fire. I would actually want a Square Enix Marvel figure in my glass case because I'm a big fan of Square Enix. I'm not a Square Tard though. There's a difference between Tard and stuff like that. I think some of the figures are just too over the top, but some look pretty good. But okay, so my 2 things is it's either a fighting game with Final Fantasy characters versus Marvel characters. Hopefully they don't put a story like that. It's just a straight. I wish they'd do like Marvel vs. Capcom, where you just pick a character. You can pick a team of one Final Fantasy character, one Marvel character. But if not, it's more likely going to be Square Enix making a fighting game for Marvel, like Injustice. So we're probably going to be seeing an Injustice. We're probably going to see an Injustice version of Marvel, but Square Enix is going to make it. And Square Enix does a good job with Dissidia. Look at Dissidia's trailers. Look at Dissidia's trailers. Let me go look up Dissidia arcade trailer to show you what it would look like if they were to do this. If they were to actually make a Marvel fighting game, which I think this is what it is. This is what it end up looking like, but with Marvel characters. Just so you get a visual aid. I don't care if it's an old trailer. It works. But this is what it would end up looking like if you guys were to you see that realistic detail graphics? But imagine with Marvel characters. Imagine with whether they fight Final Fantasy characters or it's just Marvel characters. This is what it would look like, even if it was just only Marvel versus Marvel characters. But it looks like it's only for Marvel characters, so we might be getting an Injustice version of Marvel done by Square Enix. I don't know for details, but it looks badass, and it's like, if it is a Marvel fighting game, I'd probably get it because we don't have very many good Marvel games. Besides the new Spider-Man that's coming on the PS4, we don't really have any good Marvel games. And Marvel vs. Capcom 4, if it turns out good, of course. They might cut back on characters like they did with Street Fighter 5. That's why I never really dived into Street Fighter 5. And Tekken 7 looks good, but, they can always fuck it up. They can always do that. They've been doing this to PS4. New gen gaming is not as good as older gen gaming. That's just personal right there, especially when it comes to fighting games, I think PS3 did fighting games a good justice, because they put enough characters in it. Yeah, but the point I'm trying to say, is this looks cool. Whether it's Marvel versus Final Fantasy or just Marvel version of Injustice, it won't say Marvel versus Injustice, I still would buy the game because we need to have some good Marvel games. I never got any good Marvel games. The only good Marvel games I have right now are the old Spider-Man on the PlayStation 1s and X-Men Mutant Academies. We need to have better Marvel games. So, besides the new Spider-Man, I think this is something I would like to buy. This is and especially since this is Square Enix, so it's something I love. It's both things I love in one. So whether it's Square Enix making a Marvel Injustice, or Marvel versus Final Fantasy, I think this would be a great game if this turns out to be a fighter. I don't think you can make an RPG out of Marvel stuff, so this has to be a fighter. So that's pretty much it. Tell me what you think in the comments below. I'm gonna go do heavy amounts of editing just for this trailer. It's awesome. I like it. It's fantastic. May the crystal be with you. Tell me what you think in the comments. What this is gonna be, or what do you think it's gonna be? I like some hypothesis.